Share the feed.
All right, guys. For those of you that don't know who I am, which I'm sure most of you guys do, I am JC Limitless. I think I'm going to use this opportunity to let everyone know who I am, a little bit about my story, and what my purpose is. So obviously I'm JC Limitless.
You guys want to zoom in like this?
My name is John Cerrone. I'm from the suburbs of Chicago in a town called Joliet. And I grew up in a very dysfunctional home to the point where, you know, my dad was very abusive. My mother was a saint. She was awesome. She did what she could for myself and my three sisters. My father, on the other hand, he had a mission, and it wasn't to help anybody. You know, he would put cigarettes out on my hands because I couldn't figure out my times tables. He would pistol whip my mom's hands for not doing dishes. He was just a very abusive guy. And growing up from there, you know, I tried to figure out what the idea of a man is. And so I created my own. I thought I was supposed to be this tough guy, this and that, and I took things to an extreme. And I kind of distanced myself from my mom because I grew up in a house full of estrogen. You know, like I had no male figure around to show me what a man is. So I tried to create my own. I ended up getting in trouble. At 15 years old, I was living in the streets by choice. And I was running around with the wrong crowd, got in a lot of trouble, and ultimately I started hanging around with gang members. And I never joined a gang or anything like that, but they were the only ones that stuck up for me, you know, going through school and everything else. From there, I got in trouble, and I realized, you know, once I went to jail that this isn't the life for me. You know, I went to Illinois Center for Broadcasting. I graduated from there. And at that point, you know, I figured, man, I'm going to college, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, I'm not getting in trouble, and this is not paying off for me, man. I graduated from there. I spent $10,000 of my own money that I saved up working for $6.75 an hour just to be told that I'm going to get a job for the same price. I'm going to get $6.75 an hour to work for Next Media, and it's 4 hours a day, 4 days a week. It didn't even pay for my gas to get there. So I went and got a union. I got in a labor's union because it paid way better. And the economy fell out. At that point, I made $1,200 to $1,500 a week take home, man. Like I thought I was in heaven. Like I'd never seen money like this. And so I went and bought a truck, a house, and all this stuff. And when the economy fell out, I lost everything. So I turned back to what I knew best. You know, I went back to the streets and I started selling drugs. I thought that was my way out. It was fast money. Like I was able to try and save everything that I was losing. I ended up going to jail again. From there, that's where JC Limitless was born. Little did I know that. I had no clue that this is what this is going to turn out to be. I went on and I started reading psychology books. I never liked reading ever, but when I was in jail, the security guards would take my psychology books and tell me they were contraband. He said, "You're not allowed to have these." So it raised an eyebrow. I said, you know, the kids go to college and pay big money to read these books and learn this. Why are they taking it away from me? It showed me how powerful your mind is. And I said, you know what? I'm going to get another one of these books. So I got another one of the books, and I cut my mattress open in my cell, and I stuffed it in there so they could never find it. And I kept that book, and I found out about Robert Greene and the 48 Laws of Power. And from there, I found out about Napoleon Hill and Think and Grow Rich. I literally had a pivot point. Like, something came over me, you know, like when I was out selling drugs, I felt like, I didn't know what an entrepreneur was, but that's what I was out there doing. I was creating my own brand in the streets. I was doing my own thing. So I knew I had to take this and make it legal and legit. So I came home from being in trouble, and I was falling behind and everything. I was 7 months behind the rent. I had cops banging on my door to evict me. All my utilities were shut off. I was literally jumping my neighbor's fence in the middle of the night and filling up 5-gallon buckets of water so I could flush my toilet and do my dishes. I had a generator running my fridge in my garage to keep my food cold. I had $236 left in my name, and I took all that money and I decided, you know what, I know what the problem is. I'm always trying. I'm never committing to anything. You know, in Napoleon Hill, he talks about burn your ships. You know, if you want to do something, you need to commit to it. Don't leave yourself a plan B. If you have a plan B, plan A already failed because you're not committed to it.
Yeah.
And at that point, once I made that commitment, It was rough in the beginning. There's no overnight success whatsoever, let me tell you what. But it paid off in the long run. You know, at one point, I brought in over $400,000 through my account in that business within 3 years. And I never owned a business. I didn't know how to manage money. I never had money in my life. I didn't know what I was doing. I was just out there grinding every day. Whatever it took for me to get that job, secure it, and get that job complete and get paid, that's all it was to me. And that was the focus I kept. And once again, life had its own agenda for me. And you know, things started falling behind. The companies that I was doing the work for were smaller than me. And towards the end, they were 10 times bigger than me. And because of that, they ended up all filing bankruptcy. They all owed me money, and it set me way back. So I took what money I did have left, and I secured all my debt. I got rid of it. I went to the New York Summit, and I went down to Miami. A lot of you guys that's been following me, you guys don't know this. And this was recently, back in September, October, a little bit of November. I was literally down there in 2015 sleeping in my truck because everything failed. I had 3 realtors down there that said, hey, I got work for you, man. Come down here. I drove down there on fumes. I got rid of all my old debt, got rid of everything that I had, and I went down there, and these guys left me high and dry. There was nothing there. They were full of it. And I slept in my truck. I went 6 days without eating anything. And from there, I realized, you know what, I have a passion for helping people. I've got inboxes and emails and DMs and PMs full of people saying, JC, thanks man for what you did. I took your tools you gave me and I ran with it. And they're showing me Ducatis and Rolexes, homes and cars that they're buying. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm supposed to be helping people. And since then, 2 weeks after I decided to do that, right after I was sleeping in my truck, I shared the same stage as Les Brown in Miami at Sun Life Stadium. I guess, long story short, guys, we're limitless, man. There's nothing out there that you can't do. What you focus on is what you'll get. How much work you ready to put in? How bad do you really want it? You know, how many people are excited about the playoffs right now? Anybody in here? Yeah. You shouldn't be. You should be more excited about your life than the playoffs. Be excited about life, man, because I got one thing that hangs in a balance always. That's your life. Your whole life depends on what you focus on through your day. So be very careful what you focus on. I don't want to take too much more time. Caleb's up next.